All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. All right, I hope all is well with you. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome in. All right, guys, if you are one of my subscribers, I do appreciate your support. And thank you once again for being here. Welcome back. So, guys, I do have a channel message. And if you have tuned in, that means you were paying attention to the title. And the title may have drawn you in. Somebody who's viewing me, if you're viewing this video right now, somebody could be dealing with some form of anxiety. Okay, for whoever needs it. Okay, so channel message here. The channel message has a lot to do with spirituality, first of all. Okay, so if you're not a person that believes in spirituality, that's fine. This is not gonna be for you. Okay, straight up. If you don't believe in spirituality, if you don't believe in spiritual practices and all that stuff, that's just fine. We all have free will. All right? Don't you know? We all have free will. So you don't have to do anything you're not comfortable with. Click off. This is not for you. This is for people who believe in spirituality. They understand spirituality because, truth be told, that's what we're all made up of: body, soul, and spirit. Body, soul, and spirit. And the part that get neglected the most is the spiritual side of most of us. Okay? So, if you're tuned in, again, this has to do a lot with spirituality. I feel like, and I know, because most High Mother and Father will let me know that someone will benefit from this. Okay, this will help someone. This will be helpful to someone. And if it's just one person, because I have a habit of going back and forth sometimes and being like, well, that ain't gonna be important to nobody. They ain't gonna care about that. Because most people, they don't tap into their spirituality. They're not interested. Okay? If they ain't having nightmares and seeing things that ain't normal, they're not interested. All right? And so I was continuing to get the message over and over that if it's just for one person, and I said, okay, that matters. So it really does. It matters. If just one person gets any help out of this, I'm going to need you to present this. If it's just one person. So maybe you are that one. All right, collective. So thing is, this is spiritual. It's nothing to play with. Is real. Okay, I can't stress that enough. And so if you are a person that understands, like I said, if you understand spirituality, this will be helpful to you. If only one person get help from it, that's fine too. Okay? But it could be helpful for anyone. This is mostly concerning melanated people. Yes, it is. And that's okay. Perfectly fine. Remember, free will. But then I feel like not just melanated people on this note, there's other people that can benefit from this as well, because one of the cards speaks of self-limiting beliefs that need to be cleared from the energy. Okay? And most people deal with self-limiting beliefs. It don't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what race you are. It don't matter. You could be purple, brown, gray, blue, whatever. If you are a human being, it doesn't matter. White, black, Japanese, Asian, Russian, people deal with self-limiting beliefs all the time. Okay? So this is not just for melanated people, but I would say the main course of it, it has to do with the history, okay, of melanated people. Let's just put it that way. All right? So with this, I was meditating. I did a little slight meditation. And while I was meditating a little, I closed my eyes for a little bit. And I just started to shuffle my Declare and Decree deck, okay? And as I shuffled that Declare and Decree deck, it's like it was so smooth. I was just shuffling so smooth, like I had went into a little trance or something. And these 4 cards came out. I never saw the cards. I hadn't turned them over. So when they came out, I opened my eyes, put the other cards together, put them aside. These 4 cards came out. Now, If you're not the kind of person who would take this serious, click off. This is serious. Oh yeah, but this is serious. This ain't nothing to play with. This is real. When we talking about the spiritual realm, you're talking about spirituality, and most of the time people take spirituality serious because they've had their experience, a personal experience concerning spirituality. That's what brings most people to believe that it's real. Because a lot of people just they don't tap into that, they don't bother with it because they're afraid of it. Okay? They're just afraid of it, that's all. But most people that have had a personal experience with spirituality, that belief is heightened and it's ushered in because of the experience you've had personally, okay? Because that's where I come from with it. I've had my personal experiences with the spiritual realm more than 3 or 4 times, at least, that I could really grasp and embrace and say, I saw that, I felt that, I was in action with that, okay? And to me, it was amazing because my first experience, I was 9 years old, okay? So when I got this cards and they came out, I'm just saying, I just want y'all to take it seriously. And when I say take it seriously, that means you're going to have to actually get a pen and paper. That's who this is who this channel message is for. For the person who is willing to get a pen and paper, knowing this is what it is in your life that could possibly be blocking you in life on a spiritual level. Pencil, paper, pen, paper, write these words down. You make things real when you write it down. And you're going to have to set an intention to release these energies, okay? Because they're negative energies that need to be released. And I practice my rituals on a regular basis. I have to, because spiritually and intuitively, I know it's necessary, okay? So you would write it down, set your intentions, and you would set fire to it. Of course, in a safe place. Okay? Even if you have to go outside on the back porch or whatever. Okay? A safe place. And you literally set fire to a piece of paper that you've written because it matters to you. Because these energies are real and they may be coming up as blockages in your life. It's for somebody. Spirit, Most High, Mother and Father, I don't know who it's for, but it's for somebody. And I hope somebody is helped by this. So the first card we already spoke of was self-limiting beliefs are cleared from my energy in spirit and in flesh. Someone needs to write that down, set your intentions to release self-limiting beliefs. Believe in yourself. Have confidence in yourself. That comes from having a little lack of self-love, self-interest. Believe in yourself. Be interested in yourself to know, hey, if I didn't do it this time, I can do it again. I can get back up. I can make it happen this time. You just cannot give up on yourself. And this could be for anybody. It doesn't matter about your race. It doesn't matter about where you're from. It doesn't matter about your age. This can be for anybody. Self-limited beliefs will take you out of here because it'll keep you down. It's a low vibrational energy. I don't believe in myself because nobody never told me I was smart. Nobody never told me I could do it. Nobody never taught me how to do this. Nobody never taught me how to do that. I'm not sure if I can afford that. I'm not sure if I can go for that job. I'm not sure if I can wear those clothes. I'm not sure if I can buy that car. I'm not sure if I can have that certificate. I don't know if I'm smart enough to go to school. I don't know if I can get the license to do this. Self-limiting beliefs that only causes you to retreat into a box where you don't need to be. Self-limiting beliefs can keep you from having, a stable relationship, a person that is for you, A person that's there to actually love you for real and not take you for granted. You don't believe you should love this person because they not from where you from, or they didn't go to the same school you went to, or they didn't go to college and you did, or they make $20,000 a year and you make $140,000 a year. So that is not no person for me. I need somebody to match my income. Self-limiting beliefs that will tear up your life. Okay? And then we turn around and we pass it down to our children. Because we don't know no better. We wasn't taught. A lot of people just wasn't taught. It's no shade to nobody. Hell, I had self-limiting beliefs. But that was something always down up in me. That's why I know I'm special, you know, and I say that respectfully. I say it humbly. But it's the experiences that I've had, and I remember how I persevered when I was a kid, how I would fail test after test after test. I thought I was stupid. I thought I was a dummy. Man. And I felt like I was in this little box and I was just looking out and nobody was paying attention. Nobody was looking in, but I was a kid. And I was realizing I'm taking these tests and I'm taking these tests and I'm trying to get through school and I'm having a hard time. There's nobody here. Nobody's here to help me. Nobody's here to show me anything. I don't know. I just felt like a dummy. But what did I do? I continued to go register, and I continued to go and sign up to take that test again. I continued to do it over and over and over, and I did that in my life as a kid, as a high schooler, as a middle schooler. I did these things. When it came to testing, I wasn't good at tests. I hated tests. I made sure I did all my schoolwork, so whatever was wrong, but whatever was right can override that wrong, and I still get that 70 average at least. I made sure I did all the work. I even asked for extra work so I could help myself to get extra credits through school, because it was a lot of things I felt like I wasn't good enough to do. It was a lot of things I felt like I wasn't smart enough to do. I wanted to play ball. I was a damn good basketball player. I loved basketball. That was my first love, basketball. I would play basketball in the rain when I was in school. That's how much I loved basketball. It was a thing that set me free. It was a portal of freedom for me, playing basketball. It was a portal of freedom, just like music, and it was also therapy to me. And people just didn't realize that. I get whoopings for being outside playing basketball late at night. I used to get in trouble for that, but I didn't care because that was my first love. But I had self-limited beliefs that there would not never be a basketball team that I could get into because I wasn't smart enough, because I didn't have the grade point average, because the school said I didn't qualify, or I couldn't get into this college because I don't qualify because you don't have the grade point average. Self-limiting beliefs. You grow up like that. And then, you got people around you who are adults, but they don't know no better either. They had self-limiting beliefs too. And they settled for that life to where you're constantly living off the government. And no shame to nobody, because I had to do it too. Okay? But that's a life where you just stay in low vibration and you're constantly allowing someone to direct you in life, because you're constantly, holding the hand of the system, and it's nothing wrong with it if that's what it takes to get off your feet, because I've been there. But you don't want to stay there is my thing. You don't want to stay there and get comfortable and say, okay, well, this is it to life. And you settle for that. I've seen even family, they settled for, the least they could get, or because they didn't know any better. The conditioning to just get you a job and make sure you can pay your bills and do what you can to get through the day or whatever. It's conditioning, self-limiting beliefs. Okay? And that really can take a toll on you, especially from childhood and growing up. You see how people lived in mostly poverty, right? Because you don't know that you should go get better. You don't know you can go get better. Believe in yourself. Somebody needs to believe in themselves. You can get up from there. If you're dealing with depression, if you're dealing with a broken heart, there is something you can do about it. You may not have nobody around you. I would say you can call me and I'll talk to you. I'll counsel with you. But I don't have a license in counseling yet. But I can counsel you because I've been there. When you got to pick yourself up because people around you are not paying attention to you in your dark place. They're not paying attention to you and your self-sabotaging habits and things that you may be doing. They're not paying you any mind, and you're constantly going down, 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 down because of self-limiting beliefs. You can get up from there. You can create what you want your life to be. You can have it. You just got to go after it. Find a way to go after it. You got to start from ground zero, but you can still do it. It can be done. It can be done. It's a lot I thought I couldn't do, but I made sure I was able to do it, and I'm still moving on it. I'm still in action with it. Right now, as we speak, there's a lot of self-limiting that goes on, even in my family. But I pay attention to it, and I know I'm not going to settle for that. It's something more. There is something more, and I'm about to go find out. So we overcome self-limited beliefs. You would write that down, and you would burn it. This is for someone to actually write down on paper and burn it. Okay? So we can clear those negative energies of doubting yourself, not believing in yourself. Okay? Then we have here all spell work, rituals, black magic, evil eye, blocking spells, and all evil works done against myself and family are destroyed in spirit and in flesh. I know it sounds like a lot, guys, okay? But if you're serious about this, and if it means anything to you when it comes to your life, your bloodline, your children, your ancestors, your parents, if it means anything to you, you would take this serious and write this down, because this is more spiritual warfare, because that's what this is. It's spiritual warfare going on. There's a lot of it, okay? And when that is going on, you're going to have to know what to do to combat with that. Okay? You got to know how to fight back here. And somebody want to know. This message ain't channeled for nothing. Somebody want to know how to fight back, because they're realizing they're having some spiritual issues. And it could be anything. And that's why, for whoever needs to know this or hear this, whatever, that's why it's not good to let people come into your home too. For whoever needs to hear this, people can leave items in your house. People can give you gifts that are envious towards you, and they put little old spiritual work on them gifts. And you're wondering why everybody in the house, at one point, everything was peaceful. Now everybody arguing, can't get along. Folks fighting with each other, things that don't never happen in the house. Because you done let somebody in your home that have left monitoring spirits behind in your house. Or they have given you things, and there's items with their energy on those items. This is real. This is for somebody. Spiritual work, rituals, black magic, evil eye, blocking spells, okay? Wondering why loans not getting approved, and you hanging out with your home girls and your home boys or somebody. Something's happening with somebody in the spiritual realm. And Spirit has sent me to give you the message and give you the solution to your problem. Somebody's dealing with some family members. It could be possible that, and it could be family, it could be friends, it could be anything. It could be lovers. This applies to all areas. It could be the powers that work. It could be anything, because we know a death just happened on that end of it when it comes to the powers that were. Everybody know that. The Pope is gone. That's where a lot of these evil rituals and things came from. That's who had a hand in helping with this mess, to create this mess. That's called warfare. These beings who thought that they were God, they thought that they could fool people, and they did. For well over 700 years. They did. With what? Spell work, rituals, blocking spells, evil work, evil eye. That's how they did it. And Spirit has sent me here, the Most High Mother and Father has sent me here, my spiritual team, with protection to let you know that somebody needs to write this down, because this is what you're dealing with. And maybe you're paying attention and maybe you're not. But this is what you're dealing with. spiritual work, evil eye, monitoring spirits. Somebody's dealing with this. You need to write this down. Set your intention to release it. Ask the Most High Mother and Father to assist you with releasing any negative energies of any spell work, rituals, black magic, evil eye, blocking spells, and all evil works done against you. Your family need to be destroyed in spirit and in flesh. This is for somebody, and this is serious. All right? So the next card here. Look here. Look here. Okay. The next card here is all generational curses over myself, my ancestors, my offspring, the parent of my children, and their ancestors are destroyed in spirit and in flesh. Now, with that being said, collective, for whoever's viewing, again, if you are not about spirituality, you shouldn't be here. No shade to nobody, because everybody's not spiritual, and that's fine. But you shouldn't be here if you're not spiritual. Even though we're all, once again, made of body, soul, and spirit. So all generational curses over myself, my ancestors, my offspring, the parent of my children, and their ancestors are destroyed in spirit and in flesh. Now that goes a long, long, long way. And I'm talking family, I'm talking all the way back to the 1400s, baby. We said generational curses. That means generation after generation after generation. We talking 7 generations, maybe more. So you can't tell me that spiritual work, spiritual rituals, positive spiritual rituals should not be used to break evil spiritual rituals. Come on now. Come on. You got to know how to fight. When it comes to spiritual warfare, you can go get all the AK-47s and knives and swords and machine guns and Glocks and everything else, whatever you want to go get, 9mm and 45s and whatever you want to go get. Go get it. Pistol grips, Uzis, whatever, M16s, whatever you want to go get, go right ahead. Because it ain't going to help you when it comes to the spirit. I'm sorry to tell you. It's not going to help you when it comes to spiritual warfare. You can hang it up. When it comes to curses and evil work, evil eye, evil rituals, and this is something these folks practice for decades, for centuries. They meant business when they put out these rituals to overthrow people, to lie to people, to throw the veil over your eyes, to blind you, to, make you believe the lie and condition you. This started way before we were even thought of in this generation. But it has its effects right today. And that's the part that you need to pay attention to. Okay? You have to fight spirit with spirit. You would look like a joke bringing an AK-47 to spiritual warfare. Good luck with that. All right? So it takes spiritual rituals to break other spiritual rituals. These people could have used these rituals for good, for the good of humanity. They could have, but they chose not to. Why? Because of free will. Because they want control. All right? But sooner or later, you're going to drop the ball. You can't have control forever. You got to pay your dues. It's called karma. Okay? So somebody needs to write this down about generational curses. And this pretty much sums up that spiritual warfare overall concerning yourself, concerning your children, concerning your ancestors, concerning the parents of your children. And everybody don't have children. That's fine. There are those of you who do. Okay? And you have dealt with and co-parented with another parent, another person who has a whole nother line of lineage from you. But those spirits reside. And why is that? Because you create children. And that's basically what those folks were using. The energies, they were siphoning energy. Siphoning off of the innocence of children. But that's their karma. Okay? So the last card we have here, collective, is all blockages internal and external that prevents me from experiencing a healthy love life, or destroyed in spirit and in flesh. I told you, this just basically sums it up for all aspects of life, spiritually, all levels. These 4 cards sums it all up. When it comes to blockages, when it comes to self-limiting beliefs, when it comes to spell work, when it comes to generational curses, this is what we're dealing with spiritually. And for somebody, Spirit is saying you need to practice rituals, or you need to write things down and believe in yourself. Set the intentions on releasing, because apparently there's energies of this that's existing with somebody and their family and their lineage and their children. Okay? In your home with yourself. Period. And there are blockages, okay? If you need to forgive someone, forgive them. Forgiveness sets you free. It cleanses your hands when you can forgive someone. You're free. You're free to go. You're no longer held captive. You're no longer held responsible because you forgave that person. You released that, whatever it is. And sometimes, I understand. Just hold up. Sometimes I do understand. It's not easy to forgive. It depends on what it is. We know you don't forget. No, you do not forget. But forgiveness is a form of healing. And healing is something that really has to take place. Because if healing doesn't take place concerning forgiveness, what will end up happening is that it will reverse itself to where it'll turn into bitterness. Then you'll start having internal illnesses that'll begin to happen because you're holding on to that unforgiveness. I hate that person. They did this to me. They did that to me. And there's no shade, because you got some people out here who have done some dirty things to other people. And it will shock you to death to know that it'll be people that is closest to you. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But if you don't exercise forgiveness, that will turn on you sooner or later. And it will start working on you, because it'll already be working on your mental space. It already penetrates through the mind, because you've already set your mind on, I'm not going to forgive that person. Nope, not after what they did. No. They don't get they don't get no slack from me. They don't get no space from me. They don't get no love from me. I'm not doing it. And some people are set on that. And they mean it. And can't nobody make me do it either. And that's true. That is very true. And I hear some people say, I'll take it to my grave. You shouldn't say that. You have to be mindful of the things that come out of your mouth. Because in the tongue, yeah. In the tongue, yeah. There's power in the tongue. So you can speak life or you can speak death. It's up to you. And that's free will. So you shouldn't say that. But when it comes to unforgiveness, and you've already let it settle in your mind that you're not taking it no further, and you're going to hold on and embrace and nurture that unforgiveness, sooner or later it'll penetrate right into your soul. It'll penetrate right into your spirit. See, it's stages to this. There's levels to this. It starts out as a thought because of what that person done to you. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel a certain way. I'm not saying you don't have the right to hold a grudge. I'm not saying you don't have the right to not forgive. I'm not saying you don't have the right to feel the way you do when it comes to forgiving someone who has hurt you, especially when it was intentional on any level. What I'm saying is, don't let it overtake you. Don't let it control you. Don't let it penetrate to your mind. Then it penetrates from your mind into your soul and into your spirit, because then it begins to settle into your blood, into your cells. It begins to settle into your system from within. It starts to settle there. And when it starts to settle there, it can cause illnesses, sicknesses, health problems. And that's not what you want. That's why it's not good to hold on to forgiveness. Holding on, it's not good to hold on to unforgiveness. Because when you hold on to it, you're just giving space to sickness. Unfortunately, because it takes a toll on you mentally first. And wherever the head goes, the body is going to follow. So if the head goes down, the body goes down. And when I say the head goes down, because you have fixed your mind, I'm not going to forgive that person. I felt like that before. Oh yeah, I felt like that. After finding my mother beaten to death, by the man that she gave 2 children to. Yes, I felt like that too. After finding her body disassembled the way I did, with her head severed from her body. Oh, absolutely. That was no way I was forgiving that guy. No way. And I didn't have no kind of closure or anything. But at 7 years old, I knew what was going on. And I couldn't believe he did that. I was afraid that he would hurt her, but I didn't know it would be to that extent. And I could not see myself forgiving somebody who just turned into some kind of a monster. But it started to take a toll on me because I couldn't do nothing to change it. I couldn't bring her back. I couldn't reverse time. There was nothing I could do. And I had to accept that. That wasn't easy. That's hard. That was very hard. To accept the fact that you have to live with and insert this into your life, insert this into your mind, that this is done. There is nothing you can do about it. And there was nothing you could even do to stop it. That's a lot for a 7-year-old. And so when you think about it, I really had to sit with myself as an adult, of course. I had to really be like, I had to think differently and be like, I don't want to get sick behind it. I got to forgive this person. Then I had somebody else on top of that. They came back and asked for forgiveness. And I was like, what's going on here? But I also understood, intuitively, I can't hold on to it. I don't have anywhere for it to go. What I'm going to do with it? Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, I'm angry. I wanted to do away with that guy when we were younger. We were kids. We didn't understand why he was so mean, but he was. Okay? Until he turned into this great monster here. And I mean great as in gigantic monster. Horrible. To a horrible extent. Far and beyond. Okay? So I understand unforgiveness and how people can do so much damage to you. I was abandoned by my dad because why? Because I was suffering with mental illness as a child in the face of a psychiatrist. He didn't want anything to do with me. He was ashamed. Something's wrong with him. So instead of seeing that something was wrong and nurturing it because that's a child, you'd rather make fun of it. And then you get with other family members and make fun of it because it's something you don't understand. You don't get it. Okay? So he decided he was going to abandon me, and he did. He went and got him another life with somebody else, got him another woman, and married her and had 2 children, went on about his business. And that's cool too. He around right today. More blessings to him. Because I'm doing just fine, thanks to the Most High Mother and Father and my spiritual team. Thanks to the angels of light that are for my highest good, that look over me and watch over me on a daily basis, that I knew nothing about, that I had to learn about and understand and see and recognize and appreciate. I understand unforgiveness, but unforgiveness can cause sickness. It gets within you. It penetrates within, and it brings out eventually death. Because you can develop any kind of cancers, you could develop stomach ulcers, you could develop tumors on your brain, on your kidneys, you can develop heart problems, you can develop a lot from holding on to unforgiveness. I've seen it actually, and that don't look good. That's just horrible. It's sad, but it's understandable. Sometimes people have a hard time letting it go. And it's understandable because we all deal with things differently. Your pain may not be as extensive as mine was. And my pain may not be as extensive as his was. Everybody deal with different levels of pain. Okay? But you must understand how much of a bad seed unforgiveness can be. Because that's what it becomes. It becomes a seed that is planted within you, starting with your mind. Okay, collective? So that's what I was led to come and let y'all know. From the Most High Mother and Father, I hope someone is helped by this. I hope someone takes action on this, because this is for you to take action on. Take action on writing down these rituals. Set your intention to release these rituals and burn the paper in a safe place. It's necessary. It's a part of spiritual warfare. And somebody is either learning to do rituals or learning about their spirituality, or they want to know about spirituality. Somebody's learning something concerning spirituality, or maybe you're tapping into your spirituality, or maybe you're starting to have your own personal experiences with spirituality. However it goes to you guys, I hope something was said that can give you clarity, and I really hope that somebody was helped by this. And until next time, guys, take care.